Good morning, Mario.
Okie dokie.
Good morning, Mario. And good morning, Nintendo fans. I've got some soothing lemon licorice tea today because I'm trying to soothe my soul. Where's the next Direct? When's the next announcement? The chase is forever on. And despite Nintendo announcing a pretty darn awesome Q1 with Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Bravely Default 2, and then just on the cusp, new Pokemon Snap, we're hungry for more. And there have been so many rumors as of late about games and consoles that I want to dive into. One that is just totally wrong, and it may or may not involve the highly touted, always talked about Nintendo Switch Pro. Yeah, it's about the Switch Pro. Plus, some new details on Bowser's Fury indicate it's bigger than expected, and it might even be bigger than that. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hope you're all doing fantastic. If it's your first time watching Good Morning Mario, good morning. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button if you're excited for new games to start rolling onto Switch here in 2021. And let me know in the comments down below if there's a specific title you are waiting for. Now for me, I've been waiting for Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury for a long time, and Bowser's Fury seems like a big addition. But how big? Well, yesterday previews started rolling in, and most of them were pretty basic. They covered the baseline of the new expansion, saying, hey, it's basically 3D World plus Mario Odyssey, there are a lot of cats, it's interesting, and we're excited to share and play more eventually. But one preview did share more, and I won't call them out, but basically they told us the length of the game. And to me, this was super impressive because when they said it would be a short adventure, I was expecting like an hour, and maybe if you're really good at Mario, like 45 minutes. We're talking like a couple cat shines and a small little kingdom that culminated in a big Fury Bowser battle. Well, we've learned since that there are multiple confrontations with the fiery Bowser, plus the Bowser's Fury expansion is going to take about 3 hours to complete. And if you are a completionist, which in 3D World is the way to go, getting all the green stars, all the stamps is so fun in the main game, I can only imagine that Bowser's Fury will be just as brilliant to complete. They're talking 6 hours. Now 6 hours for an expansion to 100% it, that is wild to me. I don't know about you, like does that sound long to you? Let me know in the comments down below. But again, I thought an hour, and we're getting triple that with the main playtime, and then double it up if you want to get everything. I love that it starts simple by just being, hey, get from point A to point B, kind of 3D World style, and then it seems like it's going to expand, especially because Bowser Jr. is always there, whether you have a co-op partner or not, and he's going to control your item bar. Yeah, you've got an inventory of power-ups, which isn't something we've ever really seen, and this seems to indicate that we're going to have some more interesting and complex situations later on as Fury Bowser gets a little more furious. But is there even more behind Bowser's Fury? Well, a lot of people have focused on the cats, and why wouldn't you? They're insanely cute, they're very cuddly, and it's one of the best additions to the Mario universe in the last decade. But what about this calico cat? Now it looks like Mario will be donning his yellow cat suit throughout the entirety of Bowser's Fury, and this draws attention to the other colored kitties, because there are cats that line up with each of the playable characters' cat costumes. We're talking one for Peach, one for Toad, green for Luigi, and then a deep, dark midnight for Rosalina, because yes, in Mario 3D World, once you unlock Rosalina, she does not wear a teal cat suit, but it's a much darker hue. But there's another kitten strutting its stuff in the screenshots, and this is the Calico Cat, with a color palette that looks eerily similar to Princess Daisy's dress. Now, Daisy has long been discussed as a potential new character for a Mario 3D World port, and people surmise that we would be getting an extra character instead of this Bowser's Fury expansion, but once the new adventure was added on, people stopped sort of talking about a new character, and Nintendo hasn't shown it, the game's out in 2 weeks, but what if there's more? What if beating Bowser's Fury unlocks Daisy, and we get a new character with, say, a double jump, adding to the arsenal of playable people in this game? Or is the Calico Cat just there for cuteness, because there's also a Fury Cat, a very angry and fiery cat that shows up near the Giga Bell. so maybe they just put a bunch of cats in there. Complicating the kitty craze is this Mario Kart Tour Cat Tour trailer that shows off a Calico Cat glider being used by Mario. So are they dropping even further hints, or are they just really proud of their multicolored kitty? There's also this image from the earliest Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury trailer where they leave the flowers in the foreground as everything else fades away. It's a plain white background with all the playable characters and flowers. Are they trying to tell us something, or are we making mounds out of meatballs? I'm not so sure. I would love a new playable character, and Nintendo didn't reveal Rosalina until about a month after the original 3D World launch, so it's totally plausible for them to hide a new character until after the game comes out. But my smarter self says Nintendo is giving us so much with Bowser's Fury, especially now that it's confirmed to be about 3 hours in length, 6 for completionists. I don't know that they would also add a new character, but I'd love to be proven wrong. How geeked would you guys be to have Daisy in 3D World? Let me know in the comments down below. It's interesting to me that Nintendo generates the most rumors, the most intriguing leaks. Like, we're all such fans. I think it has to be because of the passion, because of the love, because we've played this stuff since we were kids, or even if you're just a new Switch fan, like, it's so easy to fall in love with these characters and these games. You see rumors about other titles and other consoles, but it's never at this level. Like, people go crazy for Nintendo. There are countdowns every day till 9 a.m. to see if a new Direct will drop. And unfortunately, they're disappointed just about every single day for the last year, but maybe one day we'll be rewarded. And as we discussed last week, the wait is so freaking fun, even if it's kind of tragic at the exact same time. All right, let's bust up some rumors about the Switch Pro. Now, I'm super excited about the possibility of an iterative Switch console, and industry insiders and analysts really seem to think it's coming soon. But lately, I've seen this rumor about the name of the Switch Pro and that it's not actually called the Switch Pro after all. Now, anything Switch Pro spreads around the internet like wildfire, so you gotta be really careful and really cautious with which rumors you take seriously. And this one about the Super Switch sounded kind of awesome. Nintendo's been a bit weird with their naming conventions. I mean, we got the Wii U, we got the Switch Lite, we got the new 3DS, we got the new 3DS. You know, they've just been a little bit wild and crazy in terms of how they title things. Super Switch, though, sounds like a nice throwback to the Super NES era. And frankly, it would be a lot more fun for Nintendo fans, I think, than just calling it the traditional Switch Pro. This rumor was propagated because it was seen in two places. One a long time ago by Tyler McVicker, who is a notable insider for Valve games and Bethesda titles. And back in October of 2020, he tweeted that Breath of the Wild 2 is a Super Switch launch title. Super Switch. And then just this week, notable Nintendo insider PH Brazil was responding to a comment about the Switch Pro and corrected the user and said Super Switch. Now, this started gaining traction, getting reported on and saying, oh my gosh, it's not actually called the Switch Pro, it's probably called the Super Switch, because two people have talked about it in two separate instances. But that's just jumping the gun. These reports did not follow up and find that on Reset Era, one of the biggest video game forums on the internet, PH Brazil came to clarify and said, hey, don't report on this. Super Switch is just a joke, and it's what I think would be the ideal name for a new Nintendo Switch, but I have no inside information. And this just goes to show you how careful you need to be, especially around big Nintendo rumors. And typically, Switch Pro stuff gains a lot of traction, so as soon as there's a morsel of detail, it goes everywhere. But it also speaks to how eager we are for more from Nintendo. I mean, Breath of the Wild 2 appeared and disappeared. Metroid Prime 4 appeared and disappeared. Then they came back and apologized and haven't said anything for 2 years since. We've heard about a supposed Switch Pro for years as well. It's been rumored. Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, developers saying that they're being told to prep for 4K games, and we know nothing. So I think our hunger for all this just has people going a bit too quick. And it's all coming about because Nintendo did announce a Monster Hunter Rise bundle quickly after announcing a Mario bundle. So they got 2 new Switch bundles and no sight of Switch Pro, which, as I mentioned yesterday, makes me believe that the Switch Pro, if it's coming at all, will not be revealed until E3 time and then will not launch until the September, October, November slot, a much more logical solution for Nintendo to release a successor in the fall. But it's hard to blame anybody because it is so exciting and it's so tantalizing to think that any of this information could in fact be real. A direct could be right around the corner. You just gotta wait for it. I mean, just yesterday, we saw that the Rabbids official Twitter changed its handle to Mario Rabbids, and we all surmised that maybe a Mario plus Rabbids 2 announcement was inbound. Well, today, they turned it back. It's now Rabbids official, which is oddly suspicious, and it was a super short-lived new name, but I still think something is amiss there, and notable Nintendo leaker Nate Drake, again on Reset Era, seemed to indicate that yes, there is something there. And if you think about it, maybe Ubisoft just flipped the switch a bit early, and it's still coming. Why else would they make the change? But won't it be nice when some of this stuff is finally confirmed, like, hey, the Pokemon 25th anniversary plans. Hey, the Zelda 35th anniversary plans. Hey, when are we, if ever, gonna get a new General Direct? Hey, is a Donkey Kong game actually coming? Hey, is the Switch Pro a real piece of hardware? I just wanna know, as Meek Mill once said, and I know you all wanna know as well. So I will do my best to keep you guys posted on what happens and to help you swim through what is legit and what's just a mirage. But in spite of it being a joke, I really kind of like the Super Switch name. Do you guys prefer that over Switch Pro? Well, everybody, that'll do it for another episode. Thanks so much for joining. Hit that like button if you had fun with me today, and make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from Nintendo, Mario's antics, and inevitably more rumors. So thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you're all staying safe, staying healthy, and staying smart out there. I love you a lot. I appreciate your support, your comments, your encouragement. It means a lot to me. And let's keep tracking Nintendo and see what happens next. Until then, though, everybody, SwitchForce out.